What a revenge. Like Logan. Still think the Indians are savages? Well, I think maybe we're all savages if we're pushed hard enough.
I think maybe you're right, Liz.
So you're going to go back to live with the white people?
He did. He went east to a settlement that stood close to where the city of Bluefield stands today. Once he got there, the whites took right to him. They welcomed him into their homes and their lives.
So you mean nobody was like, hello, where'd you come from?
Oh, they asked. And he answered. He told them he'd been captured by Indians and had escaped. No one suspected a thing. He pulled it off. Well, he stayed with them until springtime. And then one evening, as the settlers were getting together for a good old-fashioned get-together, another group was gathered in the forest. A group with much darker intentions.
So, what made you decide on blueberry tonight, Rebecca?
Well, I saw you make an apple, Ruth.
Well, I should have guessed.
Stop! You hear me?
Ruby!
I'm trying, Mom!
Mind those children!
Evening, Mrs. Galloway. Mrs. Smith. I thought I smelled something good.
Well, what you're smelling, Mr. Baker, just happens to be the best pie this side of the Ohio.
Why, thank you, Ruth.
I promised to save enough room for a slice of butter.
You promised to tell us more about the Indians. Did they fight all the time?
Well, Mary Louise, they didn't spend all their time fighting. Well, they had chores and families and children just like you.
What do you mean, just like us?
Well, Jessie, the little girls played with dolls and made mud pies.
What about the boys?
They liked to hunt. You should see them chasing ground squirrels and chipmunks with their bows and arrows.
My daddy says the Indians were mean to you. Yeah, and that you have scars all over you. Will you show us your scars? Amanda!
It's all right, Ruby. I don't mind.
Ew! Do they hurt?
No, not anymore.
I would have killed them.
I didn't want to kill them. You wouldn't have either. Not if you got to know them.
You liked them, the Indians, didn't you?
I did. Especially the children. You run along. I'll be there in just a minute.
Oh, we sure got those owls worked up. We better hurry inside before my possum and pie turns into soup. Who would even notice?
Well, let me help you,
We've
ladies.
got it, Mr. Baker. We're just so glad you joined us. It's kind of good to break the loneliness every now and then. The children just love you.
Mr. Baker, I can't find her.
Can't find who? Your mommy? Your friend?
I can't find her. I can't find Susie.
Your dolly? You run along. You don't want to be out here.
Thank you for finding Susie.
What is this thing I'm about to do? To these children. I know I promised you, my princess. But when I think of our own children,
Father,
is that you, Wallace Hippie?
what troubles you so, Father?
I am troubled by your passing, by all of my children's passing, of what the white man did to you.
The white man did not hurt me, and no man can hurt me or the rest of your children anymore.
Papa! Papa! Will you come to play with us, Daddy? When are you coming home? We miss you. Yes, we miss you, Daddy. When are you coming home?
I miss you too. Four horses there, cattle and corn. 3 mares and a mule there, hay but no corn.
How many white men?
Take only the animals and grain.
We came here to take lives.
I said animals and grain only.
We will have our revenge.
Who is chief here? I am, and the man who disobeys me shall know it. Now you take charge of the horses, and you take charge of the cows. Now go! Forgive me, my princess.
He couldn't do it.
Could you have?
He did the right thing.
The next morning, the settlers woke to quite a scene. All of their horses and cattle were gone, and most of their grain for the winter.
So now the whites wanted revenge. It never stops.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Once you resort to seeking revenge, you can't stop. It just doesn't work that way.
No, Ellie, it doesn't. It doesn't end. But those who take part in it always meet an end.
So what did the settlers do?
Well, it took a while, but they finally gathered up enough men to pursue the Indians. In the end, they left with about 90 men, under the command of General William Madison and John Breckinridge. They tracked the Indians from the Bluestone to the Tug River, across the ridge to the Guyandotte, and down to the mouth of Gilbert Creek.
I know where that is.
It was there they saw where the Indians had corralled the horses before crossing the mountain. That's why they call it Horsepen Mountain. They also saw where the Indians had doubled back by another creek to the Guyandotte. So on and on they tracked, past Huff Creek, Buffalo Creek, and Rum Creek.
Why did they call it Rum Creek?
Because they spilled a keg of rum in it.
I knew you were going to say that.
Finally, the scouts spotted the island.
And Aracoma's village.